Welcome back to the M3 podcast. This weekend we got Ricky and Adam on. I almost called you Rick. Call him Rick around the office sometimes. We got Sequoia on. Thank you for being here. Not business owner side today. We're going music side. And the last week I've had so many people reach out to me about us getting into the music space. And they think that we have some crazy decorated background, something we've been hiding up our sleeve. So this is it. So we'll be able to go over everything that we're doing, everything that you've been up to. When Adam and Ricky first started talking to you, I was like, I don't know about this. And after they sent me over a YouTube video of you singing, I was like, all right, I think we got something here.
Okay, coach.
Yeah. So a lot going on just with our partnership, with everything you have going on. So that's what we're going to be going over today. And thank you for being on the M3 podcast. We're going to get into it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So let's start from the very beginning. Where do you want to start the story at?
Back in Nam.
That's where Doll's
We're going way back.
Back in 19 Dickety-Doo when I was in the trenches. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I started playing music back in 2015 when I was stationed overseas in Yokosuka, Japan. Buddy of mine, so I'd played baseball for Team USA military baseball, and a buddy of mine walked in and he's playing his guitar. I was like, man, I don't learn how to play that thing. I was all limped up from pulling my hamstring, and he went out to his barracks room and got a guitar, and he's like, if you can learn how to play a song, in 1 week I'll give you this guitar. 3 days later, I could play Talladega Barrack Church. So, I mean, it wasn't very good, but
yeah. I mean, I got a guitar around here somewhere. I don't know how to play it, but
you just need to get back on a saddle.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think I have a musical bone in my body. Like, I just don't think it. I've had people try to help me learn how to play, and they're like, you have no rhythm. So
that's the hardest part, the rhythm thing.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're screwed then.
You really got to have rhythm.
I could be.
Yep. Just let it go. Let the dream go.
I'm not going to. I'm gonna hold on. Not gonna let it go.
Never say never. You know?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I saw at T-Mobile one day.
So you're 3 days.
I'm going to bet against that one.
What?
I'm going to take a bet against that one.
You want to take?
You're going to sell at T-Mobile as a musician.
It's not what you know. It's not what you know. It's who you know.
I was about to say. I was like, it could be doing something else. I'm not even going to say what else I'd be doing. That's up to the imagination.
Magic Moss.
Yep. So when. For real. So how'd you end up in Japan? Let's start even a little bit further back on that.
Yeah, so
you just magically story starts in Japan.
I actually wasn't born, I was created.
Oh
yeah. I was one of them lab generated people during COVID.
Yeah, clone.
Makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. now it's coming around.
It all makes sense. So no, I got in the United States Navy back in 2013. So I joined up. One of my uncles, he was in the Navy for like 30 years, I believe, and retired Master Chief. And, kind of saw him growing up. I was like, I kind of want to be like him a little bit. So I was like, let's see what this Navy thing's about. I quickly learned it was not for me. I'm not very good at following directions and orders because I feel like my way's better most of the time, but it's not,
Yeah.
So, I joined the Navy, and then that's what led me to Japan. I got to choose where I wanted to go, and I was like, let me go to Japan. So I ended up in Japan.
So what were you doing when you were stationed over in Japan?
A lot of drinking. A lot of drinking. Yeah, no, so I was on the USS Ronald Reagan, or USS George Washington first, then the USS Ronald Reagan, because we did like a little hall swap thing. San Diego, but yeah. So no, my actual job was an aviation bosun's mate, which is basically I launched and landed aircraft on an aircraft carrier. Yeah, I did a lot of partying, and then I picked up music. Fun fact: on my 1 year anniversary of playing the guitar, which was March 5th, 2015. So March 5th, 2016. I got to sing on stage with Chase Rice. You know who that is?
Yeah, I definitely know who that is.
Pretty cool cat. Really cool cat. Chase, if you're out there, what's up, brother? So I was over there playing my guitar and hanging out. It's 10 a.m. I was hammered like the rest of us. It's normal. Tailgating for his concert, and he walks up. His bus pulls up, the MWR bus, and he gets off. I'm like, "Hey man, you want a beer?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" Jumps over the fence, rips the crotch out of his pants, and everything. He's like, "Oh, these are my show pants." You can ask him about that if you ever talk to him. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he's coming on next week, so I'll make sure I ask him about that when he's on.
I'll be here then. Yeah, no. So I was like, "You want to hear a song?" And I started playing Carolina Can for him. Cue Carolina Can.
If you're editing, cue something in there.
No, post the video of me playing it.
I could.
So yeah, I played Carolina Can for him. And he's just freaking out. He's like, "Man," he's like, "you're really good." And he's like, "You want to come sing that on stage?" And I'm like, "Well, hell yeah." Boy, I thought he was playing around. He was not playing around. I get up there. I'm nervous as shit. Because I'm like, 3 sheets to the wind. Drunker than 3 Indians. I mean, I was there. And I get up on stage and I'm just like, so he pulls me up like, I'd say 3/4 of the way through the song. I finished the last chorus and then ended out in, and yeah, just that feeling of just like, literally the beat beneath your feet is just like, it just rattles everything inside you. And I was like, this is what I want to do. So from that moment on, I was just like, music is my thing. I started writing songs. I have a song actually called Old Metronome that, kind of explains this whole, romance that I have with music. And it's just wild to see how far I've come since 2015 to now, I've only been playing live gigs now for 4 years, and I've played at every major venue in Kansas City except for Knuckleheads. Knuckleheads, I'm coming for you. So I've played at pretty much every major venue, and it's just unreal to think about like the amount of success I've had in such a short period of time, and I owe that a lot to the people around me that believe in me, like you guys, for taking me on, So these two right here, you reached out to me, I think, on Facebook first. And so I really do appreciate you guys more than for just believing in me. That's all it takes.
It was funny when we first started speaking on the music side, right? This whole time we've been selling we sell products, sell service online. Like somebody has to actively do something and reach out to get paid. I'm like, it's way easier to sell than that. Music and entertainment. Like you're not selling anything. It's like something people actively look for. And it's like, it's funny when we go to concerts, like I go to a lot of concerts, but it's not so much for the music side. Like I'm somebody that I like music, but music isn't like, I don't know, it just doesn't do the same for me that it does for a lot of people.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
And I think a lot of times, and it's not something that like somebody even has to understand. It's just like, I think the coolest thing about music is how many people it can bring together. That when you go to T-Mobile and like a Zach Bryan concert where you have every single person in an arena singing the same thing that knows the same thing. I'm looking at seats and I'm looking at $400, like every single head that's in there. I'm like, anything is possible. Yeah. Like the wow factor behind it is like, I think it's something that when I go to concerts, it opens up my mind to think bigger.
Yeah.
That something like that is possible, that and it doesn't even have to be from a music side, but it's like from your side, you do have that talent. Like my deal is it opens up my head and larger thinking of what can be done in business, what can be done and with bringing people to one spot, that there is money out there to be spent. There is, how are people spending it? Like how do people work and operate? Like that's what my mind is racing at the whole entire time I'm at a concert. Is like sitting there thinking, I was like, how did all these people buy their tickets?
You never enjoy the concert.
It's like, thinking, I get there and I just think like 5,000 miles an hour about it. And it's like, you can go into all these different genres of music that you can go to a rap concert, you see the same thing. You go to a country concert, you see the same thing. You go to whatever line of music it is, they can sell at venues. And it's same thing when I go to a Chiefs game or a Royals game. Like I go to a Chiefs game and I sit there and I'm like mathing the whole entire time. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, It's just wild.
Sitting there counting every seat, just looking around.
I'm like, you have 70,000 people in here that like, this is what they decide today that they were going to get up and go do. Yeah. Like when we
Isn't
go
that weird?
It is like when you sit there and like you get up on a Sunday, and if we're going to a 3-something game, afternoon game, and I'm like, from the second we get up, we're going to Hy-Vee to get food. We're going to the liquor store to grab beers. We're going to get ice on the way home. We're setting coolers up. I mean, it's a whole day adventure. And then you're rolling up, and I'm like, there's people that have been tailgating there since the second that place opened. I'm like, you take 70,000 people from a set area that put their whole day to go do that. Like, it's wild to wrap your head around like that number. And then it's like, and every one of them paying $60 to park their cars there. Yeah. Like, you just look at the scale of what's out there.
I park over at the Union Hall.
Yeah. If you buy them online before, you give
Trick
50.
or trade, boys.
But so like when you get into the music space and I don't know if like you say that feel like below, like under your feet, like when it's like you want to go do that, like I can tell when somebody's like crazy passionate about something. Yeah. You see it in a lot of different things in life. And like, I know some people like it's a turn off about how much like I enjoy business, how much like I obsess over it.
I think it's great.
I love it. Like, I think it's a cool thing. I think it's cool to like look at things differently. I don't even know how to explain that to people without them just being like, dude, you're fucking weird.
Fuels your, I mean, that's what fuels you, right?
Yeah. So it's like, you have this spark of music. So like, what does the progression that you talk about, like the last 4 years, you start playing like public gigs, like what got you into doing the public gigs?
So it's actually kind of crazy. Like, so like I as a kid, I mean, I would have never, ever imagined I'd do music. I was actually telling, I think everybody the story about when I was in the 7th grade, there was this girl named Emily that's told me I should never sing again. So I took her advice. So in high school, I went to choir just for the girls kind of deal. I never actually sang or anything, so I never thought I could sing or anything.
I didn't go to choir for the girls. I did not pull that card.
You went because you could sing?
I didn't go to choir.
Oh, okay.
You can pick choir or art. I was at art. I was actually pretty good at art.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I have a media company and marketing agency.
That's a good point.
Now we just get to do it with cameras.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that isn't art. I mean, what you guys do is for sure an art.
I didn't think the paintings were really going to take me to the top.
Painting like a French girl.
Yeah.
That's going to be your next cover art.
Yeah.
Paint me like a French girl.
Dane's going to paint it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Dude, what if that could be your cover?
I'll do it.
What if you had a single drop that's paint me like a French girl?
And it's me with an apple in my mouth.
Yeah, and then
like,
I draw it all out. It's just absolute dog shit.
off the record, I have a hilarious picture my buddy drew of me. We got to edit this out. Is there a way to? Can I say it now?
I would say
just say it.
I'd say it.
Actually,
I'll say it
just
after.
say it. We just won't edit it out.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so my buddy, when I was in the Navy, he drew a picture. He's such a good artist. Like, it is unreal. He drew a picture of like a man, like, on his side, but his head was a dick. And it was so good. And there was like a bowl of fruit right in front of his junk. It was great.
So is that for sale somewhere?
I have that picture still. It is so good.
Maybe that could be your cover. You'll get traction.
I completely forgot what the question was now. Sorry.
I totally forgot what the question was too. Do you guys remember what the
said?
question was?
Something about
Went down a tangent of selling out stadiums.
Fuels
and what
you?
if how
Where's
it
my
felt.
passion been throughout the couple of years?
And then Emily telling you that you shouldn't sing.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe that's the passion. Emily, shout out Emily.
No, so actually, it's been like, I guess what's fueled me over the years is like, still just like getting up on stage. It's just like a good, reassuring feeling, right? When you have, mainly it's more of the, so for me, it's not even just like, I don't want people to cheer for me. I feel like I'm that guy. When I watch shows, I'm listening to every single word. I'm trying to pay attention to who this artist is and relate to it because I'm a songwriter. And now, I didn't know I was a songwriter back then, but I've always kind of done that, right? So that songwriter's kind of always been inside of me. And so yeah, now when I just go watch shows, that's kind of like what I relate to. And then when I'm playing, I'm just like, somebody out here is going to hear this message, and they're going to be like, man, I was in that low spot too, or you know, I'm not alone kind of deal. Or even if it's not a low, even if it's just a happy song, you know, just being with people, you know, just I got a song about being on a boat. Get out of here.
We're in a garage.
I got a song about drinking beer, and I mean, there's always something you can connect to on a song. I mean, you might not connect to every song, but that's just that's my passion. That's what fuels me is writing.
And that's
over everything.
The crazy thing is I've sat there and I've thought about like different people in music and their songs and listening to the words. And there's sometimes I will listen to music and I just sit there and listen to the words, but it's like, have you watched the MGK documentary? Just like,
is Diddy in it?
No, but it's wild when you watch something like that. That I wouldn't trade my life for that dude's life in no way, shape, or form.
Been through a lot.
Well, it's not even like I think so much like what he's been through, but just like I wouldn't want to live in that dude's head. Like,
oh yeah,
everything is just so like his whole life is a roller coaster. And I think sometimes there's people that have opportunities at everything, and no matter how much money they ever make, their mind can never see the opportunity that's in front of them.
Yeah.
Like that dude makes great music, but that dude as a human being is broken. And like not in a bad way. And there's like, I want no way, shape, or form is that like a negative statement, but it's like, I think there's some people's like mind process is just looking for the negative in everything. And it's like you watch that he just self-destructs himself over and over and over. That's
why you need the good Lord Jesus Christ in your life. I don't know what you guys believe in. That's what I believe in. And that's one thing I've been through. I've had a hellacious life. You name it, I've been through. And it's not been fun. It's not been easy. But like that song I started writing today, I started writing about a girl. I'm the girl. It ain't really about a girl. It's that white truck that's out there that's been repossessed. That auction you're talking about, my truck's been at that auction hall, and I went there the day it was supposed to sell, and I got it back when I lost the tip of my ring finger. I've been through every financial battle, every mental battle that a person can go through, and if it wasn't for Jesus Christ, I wouldn't have made it through. And if it wasn't for me being hard-headed as well, and him giving me that I'm not going to quit attitude no matter what, I wouldn't have made it through. And that whole brokenness about MGK, right? That might be a flaw to some people, but to him, it's probably, his writing. And that's
it is.
And that's how I cope, is with writing.
So
that's how that's my therapy.
So I'll say, like, in the documentary that they show like all of his biggest hits and everything that he's done, like his huge singles, have all been at spots where he's just at the lowest point in his like space. And it's like I feel like that also has to be such a hard spot for him to be in. Yeah. To say every single time I find all my successes when I'm at my lowest points in my life. Like I don't even know how to like, it would just be such a wild like thing to say, hey, okay, I know I'm really good at writing music.
Yeah.
But the only time it comes to me is when I'm at the very, very fucking bottom of that sink. Like, life is at its worst point when I can come up with that.
Yeah, I don't got that problem. I can write something.
We have definitely figured that out. But I do want to go back on, and this is something you say I don't want to touch on at all, but when you talk about having those moments, those hard times, like, do you want to discuss what those are? Like, what are those things that go into writing music? Like, my thing is a lot of times, like, Dre and I have had things happen in our life, but it's something I buried it away, and I've never worn that on my sleeve whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I do shield from the world, but I've never wanted a vice. I never wanted something that people were like, well, he overcame this. He overcame this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it's also the way I've positioned in my head my whole life. Like, we had a great life with our dad growing up, and there was another half of it that people don't know about, but I don't talk about it.
Right.
It's just like,
you don't want the poor me.
Exactly.
I don't either.
And it was like the same thing that I always felt like I had to be that person for Dre too. That if I ran into everything and it didn't bother me, then it wouldn't bother him. To where it was just like, what were those things that you took on that then gave you those words to write about and gave you those things to write about?
A lot of it is, man, I kind of have like a toxic behavior about me, like Taylor Swift, where I like to make up my own heartbreak. I like to get in a relationship and then leave before they can leave, and then sulk on it and wonder if I should have stayed. I've done that in multiple relationships. That's the relational part of that. But I guess like it's like with my childhood. I couldn't do anything about that. I was a kid. I can't control what my parents do and who they are. And just those memories. I guess just writing about it is just nobody really knows my story like that, right? Just because like in the songs I write, people might think that maybe they're about somebody else, but they're about me. But I'm not gonna go out there and be like, I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me because I have a great life. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I got a hernia named Earl. He's my best friend. No, I've got a lot to be thankful for. So I'm not gonna just sit here and down on my life because I've done a lot of cool things. I've done a lot more in 30 years than most people ever dream about. I lived in foreign country. I've been to like 18 different countries. I was engaged to an Australian. She's super hot. Don't put that in there.
That's actually what the podcast is opening.
That's
up
what
with.
makeup. That's what makeup is about. No, I've done a lot of cool stuff, and I'm blessed. But I still have that trauma. But everybody's got that trauma one way or another. As men, we have nobody that we think we can talk to, but that's not true. Because like I said, what you believe in or not, Jesus Christ is listening. That Holy Spirit is inside of you. He died on the cross so we can talk to him. So you're not alone. And then I know we all have each other here, right? I know you guys are tight-knit. I can tell that from the start. I'm like, these guys are real deal. These are good people. Every single one of you guys. So
we did not pay him to say that.
Yeah.
Said that on his
But we do appreciate it.
No, but seriously though, you guys, I could just tell. I'm like, these guys mean business and they're good people. That's like been like one of the things that throughout my life, I've dealt with so many crappy people. I know when I'm reading through bullshit.
Yeah.
I know when I'm getting bullshitted. I know when I'm getting sold a car because I ain't buying. You know what I mean?
So the worst thing like was when I got out of college and we went into the car space, like, and we were in the auto space, and like I liked selling cars, like I liked helping people with cars, like, and it was, I sold people on myself. I sold people on like, once you buy this car, I'm still here. Yeah. Like, you know where I'm at. You have my cell phone. Like I thought I was trying to change an industry. Yeah. And I really like me coming out at 22 years old. I'm like, I'm going to make a difference. And I do feel like I made a difference with a lot of people, but it still sucks so bad. Like I went and helped with so many different things in the community every week. I did all these different things, and you'd run into somebody at the gas station. They're like, well, you're just a used car salesman. I'm like, and it was a shot to myself, like all the time, that I was like, I really feel like I do good. Like I really like focus on every day, like the principles and the morals that our dad raised us by. Like, yeah, it's, I'm not mean to people. I treat others the way I want to be treated. And it's like, my dad was like, have respect for other people, like all these things. And it was just like, no matter what I did at the end of the day, all people did was look at us as used car dealers. Yeah.
I can understand.
And it was terrible. And it's, I don't know, there's some people that go hide behind a lot of different things in life that, and in no way, shape, or form, like the religious side, what pushed us away the most was, I believe in a higher power, 100%. Like the amount of shitty people that came to our dealership,
church,
that all hid behind a church in town, that they came up, they're back child support, they haven't paid their bills, they haven't done any of this stuff. And I mean, there were some of them that they were buying cars for their wife and they couldn't get financed because their girlfriend's car was on their credit. Yep. Allegedly. Yeah. But it's like, you know what? We're not in the space anymore. I don't give a shit. Like, my thing is like, at that time we had to keep our mouth shut about everything. And I was like, everyone wants to look at us like we were the shitty people in town. I was like, we were the people in town that knew everyone else's secrets. We just couldn't tell anyone.
That's crazy.
Dude, it was wild. Like, we knew everything that was going on in town because everyone would come try to buy cars from us.
That's crazy.
And like, when you're trying to finance houses and cars, like, you end up, unless the people came in, they're just baller credit and you don't need anything from them.
Yeah.
Which there were some people like that. And there were some people that in town, everyone like, oh, they do really well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're literally 2 checks away from having nothing.
Felt that.
But it's like, and not in a bad way, but the way they present themselves in town, like the way that just everything happened, like I lost a hope in our community.
Yeah.
And it was terrible because they all looked at us like we were the bad guys. And it was crazy. Like, and that's a lot of why I wanted to move. Like, that's why I didn't want to live there. Like, and it was, I feel like there's a bigger purpose for us in life, and like everyone has to try to find that.
Yeah.
And you go through different chapters of life of what is that purpose? What can you do for others? And I get asked all the time, like, what our goals are with MMG. And like today, guys in the office, and he goes, you talk about this like final puzzle piece of a sales side, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, what's your goal after that? I was like, I really just want to help develop everyone in the company. Like, if I can focus on that, that's like what makes me happiest. Yeah. And he's like, unique answer. But it's like
not like most. Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like that's the coolest part. And realistically, in a weird way, that drives the most success possible. Yeah. Like, on the backside of what everyone else is chasing on the front side, ours just comes secondary. So it's like, when you came into the office and like, I mean, the first time I zipped right by, I was off to another appointment, introduced myself. But then after that, it was like, Adam and Ricky are working on everything. And I'm like, you guys got mad confidence in this deal. And then that first time we were drinking at the office, I was like, I told Adam, like, I was texting him while we were in my office. Yeah. I was like, you made a good call.
For now.
Yeah.
So far.
Here's the deal, man. It's like I told you before, right? Like, I'm not into country music. It's not I don't like it. It's not my deal. Like, I don't get into it.
It does
like
throw a fit when we're playing country music in the office.
Yeah, I have to throw my headphones and put some Dave Matthews on or something.
I love Dave
better.
Matthews.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not to say I don't like it. It's just not what I would choose to listen to if I had the choice. Right. Yeah. But you can talk to somebody and you can listen to somebody and you can be like, this guy's got it. This guy's got some talent. Like, it was the first thing Ricky and I said when we listened to and watched his video. We're like, oh, like, we got to get this guy here.
Like, he actually makes music.
Right. Like, legit deal. And so don't forget that you've got that ability to capture somebody who is like out completely on what your so-called genre is. Yeah. That's the special part that you've got going on for you. So remember that.
They're not paid actors.
That's right. No.
I paid Adam $50 to say that before.
Yeah. But, Dane was like, man, I think we got something special right here. And just listening to you, it's like playing in our office again is, what did I say? It's like the most fun thing we've done.
Yeah.
Just being here. Because it's just, there's joy.
I mean, $100 every day, I'll come.
Yeah. But you got to, remember that joy that you've got and that people should have in what their passion is, because that's what makes the difference. No matter if the person, somebody else resonates with exactly what you're doing. Like, I was in the car business too. And you know what? I've always found that joy when we're helping somebody out and people are like, oh, you're just in the car business. Well, you know what? That's not who I am as a person. Yeah. Right. That's just what I do for a living. Support my family just like anybody else does for their family. Right. But when you can help those people, you can touch somebody that is like, well, I never really thought of it that way. That's the important thing.
That's like the most important part about music to me.
100%
is helping somebody else,
feel something.
Feel something. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's wild too. It's like, because every industry you look at, like, you can say, oh, that's just a truck driver. Like, I've been to a truck stop and I've seen these people in there, like, and I've met a lot of phenomenal people that are truck drivers. Like, you can think about every industry, like,
absolutely.
And it's like, same thing in that if you drive to work in the morning, if anybody drives to work in the morning, watch how many cars are on the highway. Where the hell do you think those come from? You just poof out of the sky?
Yeah.
where you're telling me every single person in the car business nationwide is just absolutely terrible people. Yeah. Some of the most trusted people I know in my life are in the car business. Like there's people that I know that are in other industry lines that are supposed to be the most like, I won't say godly, but they're supposed to be the most like sought after, most honest people on the planet. If I know for a fact, if I called them at 2:00 in the morning, I needed something, they would not be there. I know these guys that I know from the car world. I could call one of them right now on this podcast and he would be here within 10 minutes. I know a grove of them.
Dang.
But it's just like, that's how I don't judge somebody by what they do for a living. I don't judge somebody by any of that stuff. It's like, what's the characteristic of a person you are? And it's like, that was the other thing too. When you came there, I was like, all right, this dude can do music, but there's an it factor to it.
Yep.
That
he's funnier than hell.
But it's like, we did ask if you did, when we were at the golf tournament, if you had done if you did stand-up comedy. That was a no.
You know, when Rick and I were talking to you, I mean, that was probably our most fun pitch that we've had. If you want to say so-called pitch, right? Learning about how you chopped your finger off and, there it is.
Watched a couple videos.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little, watch some videos and to hear your story about what you like in music too.
Yeah.
That's, it's definitely the best part of our job so far.
So what has the progression looked like in the music space currently? Like, so over this 4 years, you get into gigging, like, what does the progression look like? I think there's a lot of people out there that want to get into music. There's a lot of people out there that, it's funny, we've had a few people on there in the music space, and it's funny, every time we get a lot of outreach from it.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I really need to hear that. Like, a lot of people want to get into this, and they just, what is that? What's that? I don't know, kind of process look like the movement?
It's a lot of work. A lot more work than people think, because I'm the booking agent, I'm the sound guy, I'm the lead singer, I'm the songwriter. I've been the promotion guy and the marketing guy this entire time.
You don't have that anymore.
Don't have that problem no more.
Look at that. Now you're part-time.
Blessed. Yeah, no, it's been a lot more work than people see. Nobody's seen me. I'm not very good on computers. Nobody's seen me struggle to make a website and continuously update when shows are. And it's like whole process, I have to like post on Facebook, post on Instagram, post on TikTok, post on Facebook a million freaking times, in a week, and make sure you're getting your shows out there. On top of that, there's people that are like, hey, when's your next show? Dude, it's right there. It's right there. Just look. And it's just a lot of work, and it's been a lot of work this entire time, but I like it, because I don't like it. I love it, and I tell people when they're first getting into music, listen to the song Long Hard Ride by David Allan Coe, because it's a long, hard ride.
That's everything.
If you want to do good in anything in life, it takes a lot of work. In music, people would just think that all you do is you go there and you sing a song and you're done. Sing 10 songs and you're done, but that's not it. But
you're not just famous after like one viral video. Is
some people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bailey Zimmerman is. Not to knock him.
Yep.
He's got great music. His last album's amazing, but that happens. TikTok. I mean, you guys are gonna do it for me, and people are gonna call me an overnight success.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Okay.
But they're not seeing this work that I've already put in.
Right.
But they're gonna call me an overnight success, and that's okay. Say what you want. You don't know me. You guys know me. People that have watched me do this from the start to finish. I played 5 years ago. 5 years ago is when I started gigging. And I played 3 shows. Cut off, tipped my ring finger. Didn't play again until 2020. I had my drummer, Jake McDonald. Shout out, Jake. What's up, baby? I had him play guitar for me. We played about 15 shows in 2020. 2021, we played about 75 shows. 2022, played about 185 shows, which is a lot. 2023, played almost 200 shows, and we had 46 full band shows. And then this year we've played around 60 full band shows, and I've had like 10 acoustic shows. And these days it's not more quantity, it's quality. I want to play bigger shows. I want to play, not to say that smaller shows aren't important, because that's like where you build your biggest fans, because you go and they get to meet me, right? They get to talk to me. I still, after shows, I go and I talk to people, like playing at PBR Big Sky, October 25th. Y'all be there.
MMG's got ball service
Halloween.
on Adam. So we're
Wait, what now?
Yeah, it's on Adam. So we're going crazy. Woo! Yeah, clap for Adam.
Wait a second. Who discussed this?
Yeah, we did.
Merry Christmas.
Adam's covered tab. Everyone there. It's on Adam.
I think I'm sick.
Everyone. Yeah, no.
He's like, I can't go out Friday night.
Yeah. I called and said, no, can't go out.
See the way my bank account's set up. Can't make it. My bank account's got COVID. Yeah, no. So yeah, we're playing PBR Big Sky October 25th, and that's one of them things. Is like, people ask me all the time too. They're like, "How do you get into PBR?" They like me? I don't know. Reach out to them. I mean, so
Hey, just so you know, like, when do you get done performing? What's like the time frame?
I'll be 8:30 to 10, I think.
Okay, so I'll need bring some 5 hours so I can stay up past my bedtime.
Yeah.
But then you'll party in our ball service.
Shotgun some Red Bulls.
Yeah,
Red Bull vodkas. No.
something like that.
Yeah, no.
We'll get Adam to shotgun Red Bull vodkas with us.
butt chug Red Bull.
I don't know. Dre'd be in on that, but crickets from the peanut gallery.
Does that mean you're in?
Was that a yes? You said
Funny
yes.
story about butt chugging.
Oh, we got a story to this.
Turn my hat back. Now, yeah, no, one of my good friends had a birthday party the other day. Shout out Todd, or the other week. And I was in a group chat with his family. I didn't know I was in a group chat with his family because I just seen all my buddies on there, and I didn't look at how many people were in that group chat. And somebody had posted this picture of Fiesta for Todd's birthday. They said something about tequila shots. I said, hell yeah, I'm down to butt chug some tequila. Or one of our friends was like, I won't be there. Y'all take shots for me. I said, can I butt chug their shots? All of his family.
So, no, I'm not putting Sequoia in any group chat with me.
Right. Do they know you?
Oh,
his
yeah,
family?
they do.
So it wasn't unexpected?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I don't
It was
say,
like,
I don't
that sounds like Sequoia.
I have a professional side sometimes.
Got it.
Yeah, like on the golf course, very professional.
Very professional.
He was yelling at the guys behind his nice cock.
I'd never said that.
He goes, the funniest part is they think I probably said nice shot.
True. It was a good time. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I can improve your
Yeah.
score.
Yeah. We were at a very, very, very nice golf course.
Why was he there with you guys though?
Comedy relief.
Yeah. So it was for Folds of Honor, and we had to have somebody that had served as our fifth person. So got to. Hey, I was actually pretty surprised with the golf skill level that was out there.
I was not good.
Dude, I've never seen somebody Happy Gilmore it that well, like consistently.
That's right, baby.
Pretty wild. Yeah.
4 out of 5 is pretty good, right?
He literally. Yeah. I thought Logan was going to pull his hip on it because he has fast swing speed. When he was Happy Gilmore, I'm like, bro, slow down.
I think we have video of that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, me doing it.
Yeah, there's one of them. He had to jump over the signs and everything. I'm like, dude, he's going to biff it.
Parkour.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Jumps the signs, gets over, and just hits a fucking missile right down the fairway. I'm like, what in the world?
Close. That was the one that was actually, it was the furthest shot, wasn't it? That hole was
I don't think that was
long
one
shot.
I don't think jumping over the signs was.
13th hole wasn't the long shot.
The next hole was the one because you guys were all trying.
Was
to
that
win
after
this.
the second or third shotgun?
I don't know. We were quite a few in.
3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah. We couldn't take Dalton with us because he almost died shotgunning at the office, but that's true.
Did you recover?
He's getting old now, so he doesn't operate like he used to.
The color's coming back in his face.
Yeah.
It was gone.
It
It really
was.
was gone.
That's so funny. It's not.
Yeah, it was.
Did somebody give mouth ass? I mean, mouth, the Heimlich, or whatever it's called. I feel like that's one of his. It was something he should say.
Dre will definitely take that. Yeah, it possibly could be. Dre's got kicked off the podcast like 3 or 4 times.
I better stop him.
He gets like timeouts for a little while, then he gets to come back. So he's on good standing right now, though. So
Dre, are you HR tonight or other roles?
So the funny thing was why we put Dre in HR. People were like, Dre's HR. I was like, now he's more professional HR Dre.
Oh,
but
sweet.
Early HR Dre, we just said, hey, if anybody crosses your line, it's probably pretty far. Right, you feel like you'd be the perfect HR guy. So that's how he got that title.
Are you Uncle No Touch?
So now we call him. So it's DR. So Dre's Resources.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. That's a good job. I'm happy for you.
Good job. Congrats on the promotion.
If anybody, I mean, if you're hiring, I can do HR.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they cross my line.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's far.
I know we could probably start like, you know how a lot of companies have like plaques for like achievements? We could just have lawsuit plaques.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
My word.
Yeah.
Where Sequoia's office is just like, wow, he's got a lot of.
He's got a lot of. It's like a reward.
They'll just say like, settled.
Look, none of them took us down. Did you see that?
No jury cases. All settled before out of court.
That's great.
Yeah.
You guys think I'm that bad? I love it. So my roommate's not wrong. I am a mess.
Yeah.
That's our employee of the month.
Yeah.
He's had it for the last 14 months.
Oh, good night.
But so dominantly right now, we got a little sidetrack there. Tends to happen a little bit when we bring the peanut gallery in. I'm gonna blame that all on Dre. He doesn't have a mic, so we can target him. So when you start getting into like public gig stuff, we talk like hitting everywhere in Kansas City. Like you start off like small bars. Like how did you get your foot in like the bigger places, like a PBR? Like I'm assuming you've played at P&L, on like the main stage. Like how do you get into the door to even like be doing that part?
Gonna be honest, you get lucky. It's hard. I'm not trying to knock nobody, but people like that are really busy, right? They don't want to respond to an email or a text message from somebody they don't know that's local. They don't want to look them up and listen to their music. But word of mouth eventually, rolls downhill, and they hear your music and they're like, all right, this guy's all right. And, so that's how it started. Is as I started just going to local small bars and saying, hey, I play music. Can I play here? The first gig I ever played actually is a huge bar. I knew that. Excuse me. First gig I ever played was at Mo Country. It was called Whiskey Tango at the time.
Yep.
I miss those days, Whiskey Tango days. I knew the GM there. He liked my music a lot. So, and this is after I'd cut my finger off. So it was me and Jake. We go and we play. Just before COVID shut everything down, we went and played at Mo Country. Played a 2-hour acoustic set. And that was the last time I ever got hammered at a show. I was absolutely obliterated because I was so nervous. And because that was my first, I guess I played once in Yokosuka, Japan. After I got on stage with Chase Rice, I played a 1-hour set at this place called George's Country Bars.
Didn't know they had country bars in Japan. I was
just one.
If you would have given me 25 guesses, that's not what I would have guessed.
Let's go. It's dirty. I love it. It's great. They got dollar bills everywhere. They still have a flag up on the ceiling that I signed to.
Be worth a lot of money one of these days.
You're damn right it will. No, but yeah, so like just I started out, just calling and emailing all these local bars, and for every yes I had about 50 no's. Right. Just because they're like, never heard of you. Come play a free show, and I'm like, shit for free. No, I'm not gonna play for free. I always had that mentality. I'm not gonna play for free because I knew what I had. So eventually, people were taking me in, and then I would say the turning point was when I got a band. My first full band show was a shit show. I did not have the same band. The bass player that I was supposed to have ended up getting COVID the day of, couldn't play bass, so we had to throw the lead guitarist on that had practiced with us once on bass guitar.
I don't think COVID has anything to do with playing the bass. I think you've been perfectly fine.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, he did a great job on the bass. That wasn't the issue. We just weren't. We'd practiced 2 times, and we went and we played. Sorry. I like your shoes, by the way.
Thanks.
Where'd you get them?
I got my running socks on.
Yeah, no.
Take my shoes off for the podcast.
Me too. Take my underwear off on the podcast.
No, we're good. No, you're good.
I already did.
Oh, Jesus.
Too late.
Already happened.
So where was that?
Bass player playing with COVID.
Bass player. So the guitarist came and played bass for us instead of playing guitar, and then we had I'd say one of my mentors. He was one of my guitarists at the time too. He has like 5 bands, so he could only play specific amount of time. But it was not that good of a show.
How does one control 5 bands?
No idea. Controlling one's hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds
tough.
Yeah.
like paying the ass of 1, multiply it by 5.
Maybe it was 3.
It was 3.
But still, that's
still
a lot. Being in control of one's a lot. But yeah. So I played at Guitars and Cadillacs.
Oh, it's good. Been down there.
Played there. We played a lot of Southern rock and a lot of original music. They wanted all like dance and country music, but we had that place packed. And everybody was up around the stage listening to us, and everybody liked it. It wasn't our best outing for sure because that wasn't like the band that I have now. The band that I have now is intense. We haven't practiced in like 2 months, and it's annoying the shit out of me, but it'll be all right. But yeah, so got into the full band space. And then as soon as I got full band, it just seemed like people would reach out to me. They're like, hey, can you play the show this date? I was like, yeah, I'm open. And if I wasn't open, I'd make myself open. There's like gigs that you're not supposed to do this. If you have a gig booked, you're supposed to do a gig. But Power and Light, they'd reached out. They're like, hey, we have this date open for Outlaw Fest or whatever their PBR Outlaws series is. They're like, hey, we have this slot open for this. And I'd already had a gig booked. And I was like, yes. So I had to like reach out to them. Hey, I got to cancel for like the 5th time in a row because the bar was captain. So I was like, I had to cancel. And yeah, so just like, I guess word of mouth and really just like emailing people left and right and calling people left and right and being persistent about it. As my roommate would say, I'm too dumb to quit kind of deal. Like when I was climbing a mountain hunting in Colorado, I'm a 275 pound man. I'm like 265 now, but which isn't much difference. But 275 pound man.
I'm still actively 275, so.
I'm a different 275. I'm built different, you know what I mean? I still have that mentality of, 3 years ago before I cut my finger off, I was 195. I still have that mentality, just keep going.
So pretty much everything is pre and post finger.
Yeah.
It seems like everything is, it was.
Now that you think of it.
Pre-finger, post-finger.
So you know the exact date, right?
I do.
What's the date?
July 29th, 2019.
Yep. Figured you know.
Yeah.
Have you wrote a song about that day?
What's that?
So I was building the new Cerner facility on 435, And I was like doing the computer flooring. It's like pedestals, like 6-inch pedestal, and you put 50-pound tile on them. They're like 2x2.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
All right. So you told us right before you had your accident with your finger, what were you supposed to be doing the next day? Weren't you going to record?
Oh no. So the day before, so this happened on a Friday, and on that Monday, I had told my boss that on August 15th I was moving to Nashville.
That's right. You quit. That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was moving to Nashville, and I planned going there and doing music, and I just released. So in 2018, I had just released my first song ever, and it did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It got on the Whiskey Riff playlist, so I mean that's pretty big. Whiskey Riff's pretty big deal, especially for somebody from Middle of Missouri. You know, I had no idea what the hell they were doing.
Hey, Missouri's pumped out a lot of talent over the years.
Dude, we have so many good people.
Yeah.
My boy Marshall Hollis. What's up, Marshall? Come on, baby.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
J.C. Penney.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, J.C. Penney is from right up. Dre should know. Dre's a big J.C. Penney fan.
He looks like he shops at Baby Gap for them pants.
I think it's more fun Dre not having a mic on the sideline.
You want my mic? I think I'm about to get kicked off.
Yeah. But
Where
Hallmark,
we at?
who was the Hallmark person?
Truman. Not the Hallmark guy, but
Do what? Joyce Hall?
And we're
A lot of
saying,
talent.
so you
Sequoia Newland.
were going, yeah,
Adam
that's right.
Tobias.
Adam Tobias. That's a big deal.
Thug Life.
Not anybody else knows about it yet, but eventually get there.
Check out his OnlyFans. You'll be disappointed.
Your first week is free, by the way. Your first week's free.
Free 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when it gets better.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about how you quit your job, right? Because you were moving to Nashville.
Yep.
And then your accident.
It was fun. Yep. The day before that, I don't think I told you guys this actually. So the day before that, I was running at Unity Village. Yes, I used to run a whole lot.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Now he's coming back for you.
That's okay. His time will come. Yeah, fuck that, Aaron. No, so yes, I was running out at Unity Village, and I remember my headphone got caught up in my necklace. I had a necklace my grandma gave me after my grandpa died that my grandpa used to wear, and it's this gold chain with a little gold eagle medallion, and I got hung up in there, and I'm like stuck like this basically. I'm like, what the hell? I do that, and I guess it fell off. I didn't know it fell off until after my run, and I'd never taken it off. I'm supposed to take it off for work, and I'd never taken it off to that day after he died. My grandpa was my best friend. He's like the one who taught me what a real man is. And so that happened, and I'm like, I walk around this whole Unity Village like 8 times. I'm there. I went and ran at like 8 in the morning, and I was there until like 6 p.m. looking for this thing because I'm like, I know it's here. And I looked at my truck. I tore my truck apart. And I'm like, I know it's here. I remember when that happened, and never found it. I still had the chain, right, but I didn't have the medallion, which was like, he had that medallion when he was overseas in Germany. He was in the Air Force. And he was like a spy, actually. But yeah, so that next day, I was like, in my head, I'm like, it's because I wasn't wearing the necklace. That's like exactly what I went to. I was like, it's because I wasn't wearing the necklace. But yeah, so the next day that had happened, and then I was like, well, I'm not going to Nashville now. Then it turned out to be better, I think, because I guess you never know, but I feel like the business aspect that I have now about me and what I do know about the music business, like, it's way worse than the car business ever could be. because like you look at people like Morgan Wallen, like I don't know what his deal is. His market is not his marketing deal, but his record deal is not good. I mean, a lot of these people, I mean, his is probably better now that he's big, but like a lot of these people that are up and comers, they'll just like give their life away just to be famous, and I'm like, I don't need to be famous. Would it be cool? Yeah, I want to do this for a living, but I want to do it organically. I want to do it because people are like, hey, I believe in this guy. I relate to his story, and he's got great music. Mm-hmm. So I don't need some label to push my music to radios and be like, hey, this guy's good. Listen to him. I want people to know who I am.
The radio is also dying.
Yeah, radio is also dying. But I love the radio.
I mean, Spotify and all those avenues where you can pay to where you don't have commercials, they're striving, but I'm going to say the actual radio is a dying space. And now radio stations, when they come out to try to sell companies on services, they try to sell them on their digital social media posting and stuff like that now.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you're telling me inflation over the last 5 years has been on the highest increase ever, and radio and TV keeps getting cheaper.
It's not good.
No, but it's like, that's where, I mean, look at all these people that are becoming famous, and like you have TikTok take off, like in the music space, game on. You're there.
And then all those people are following you and not just listen to the radio station.
So that's actually been the hardest part of, like, I've had some TikToks blow up, but I haven't had the consistent content to like keep people engaged, which is like what I think, like, that's like the thing that I saw from you guys is like you guys are going to be able to keep people engaged because you're just going to keep pumping out content.
Yep.
And so I've always had the drive to get the content done, but just never like the time to sit there and continuously post. And you guys know when to post, how to post, what to post about. You know the trends. And I've had to look it up, and like I'm like trying to figure out what's the trend, what can I do, how can I build a trend, right?
And it's one of those things too that when you have great product and great service, people want to see it, and it's like same thing. Like you have good music to where people are going to want to listen to it,
right?
To where it's all you need to do is actively make sure it's in front of them all the time. Yeah. Like it's the same thing. Like, I mean, I've proven that, like myself, I've proved the concept with my truck, literally. That we had people at the office like, well, you can't just post this on a trending sound, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, watch this shit. And literally, I have so many viral videos of my truck, like on just because I was consistently posting with everything that was trending correctly. And it's like, you can sit there and like editing and doing all these things all the time is a pain in the ass. But it's also like, there has to be a marketing knowledge to what you're putting out there. Yeah. Like I know on TikTok, starting shit is the best way to get engagement.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, exactly. Like prime time.
Let's go, baby.
But it's like, who wants it? I literally, like when those trucks came out, all I posted all the time when I posted, it was like, there's not a King Ranch out there that has shit on a new Denali. And then everyone in there was like, clearly this dude's never been in a new King Ranch. And then they're like, and then people would be like, just, dude, it would like overnight have like 1,500, 2,000 comments of people arguing.
I love that.
And I'm just like, dude, this is too easy. And
I was actually watching something about that on YouTube. They're like, if you want to have something go viral, have something that'll trigger somebody. And I'm like,
yeah. So that's the crazy thing is,
baby.
Like, yeah, but it's like the thing is where most people struggle with like getting negative feedback. Like I talked about it on a podcast yesterday we had. That it took me a long time to even become okay with it.
Yeah.
That in the early days, like when we started posting a podcast, I'd have people every week comment like, guess anybody can have a podcast. I'm like, that's true.
Yeah, so
like you get some cameras and everything, you film it, you edit it, you put it together, you put it out there, anybody can. Yeah. But then like we consistently kept doing it. I'm like, I had probably 4 or 5 people a week call me fat on shorts. And it was like, I'm like, all right, whatever. That's
fucked up.
I was like, that's kind of fucked up. And in the beginning, I'm like, it was always some fucking dipshit with no profile photo or anything. Yeah. And it was just like, there's people out there that just live for that shit. And they're just miserable human beings. Yeah. But the thing is, like, I also look at when I post my truck and these people are like, dude, bro's clearly never been in a new King Ranch. You click on his profile, I'm like, dude drives like a 07 Mustang. V6. I'm like, what? Like
Top flight security of the world, Craig.
But it's like, it's funny that those are like, I don't have anything wrong with the 07 Mustang either.
I do.
But
Piece of shit.
But
I'd rather drive a Geo.
But it's just like the people that are commenting on there are not the people that have the brand new King Ranch. They're not the people that have the money to even have those trucks. Like,
I'm one of them people.
So it was just like, they would just go after each other. And I'm like, this is wild. Like, and all of a sudden you're at like 1 million views like that just because of people arguing. That's and the algorithm's like, they love it. Keep feeding it to them. And it's like, if you know how the algorithms work, like they want to keep people on platform. They want people commenting on stuff. Like, why is it that the algorithms on purpose post all the political stuff? It's what triggers people the most. Like, tell me a more triggering topic out there than that.
Taylor Swift.
Transgender.
I mean, Taylor Swift got a lot heavier on social once she poked into the political spot. That now there's like videos going viral of like people buying, like there's some guy that bought a $4,000 guitar of hers at an event, went up, grabbed a hammer and just obliterated it.
Oh yeah,
and threw it on the ground.
And it's so stupid. They
that made me mad. I'm not gonna lie.
She never even signed it. She's like, I don't even know. Like, never even signed it. But
destroying a guitar just doesn't do it for me.
No, it's dumb.
But the other thing too is like, I look at it as those people do not need to be going out there putting their stance on what it is. Like, that's where I have crazy respect for Mahomes. Like,
don't use your platform to.
He said, like, he goes, I'm not here to make a stand either one way or the other. Like, my thing too is if you are crazy educated in it and you want to go, like, you have a Charlie Kirk that goes out and like debates people and has just an off the chart education level.
Is he the guy that goes to the colleges?
Yep.
Oh, I love his videos.
But it's like, at that point, like, there's a lot of times people on like certain political stuff, they want my feedback on it. I'm like, I'm not educated enough to speak on that. Yep. Like, there's certain things, if I'm watching a lot on it and I go and put a ton of thought and effort into it and I am educated on it, I'll speak on it.
Yeah.
But like, my thing too is I'm going to speak to someone like an adult.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a different viewpoint than me and I'm fine with that. Like, my biggest pet peeve is when I have a conversation with someone and then because I have a different viewpoint, I'm a racist, I'm a piece of shit, like all this stuff. And I'm like, I go, where out of our conversation did that arise?
All of a sudden, I'm a narcissist. But I am.
It's just like, I don't. Like,
yeah, we knew that a while back. Yeah. It's not a secret.
But that's where I just look at like all those things are triggering topics that you can put online. Yeah. And no matter what, that's where I think it's wild where people in like the marketing world and stuff like that think they're smarter than the algorithms. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I promise you, we're never going to tell you we're smarter than the meta algorithm or TikTok. Like, people that study TikTok all day, every single day, still don't understand how TikTok works. Like, Meta is much more a proven track record. There's a much more proven system of how Meta works. And TikTok, though, is so randomized. Like,
you think that's actually just from actual people's views then, and like people just like what they want to see then, as opposed to like what somebody is trying to push like on Meta?
So the difference is on like Meta, you're going to have like, you have a post count pretty much. Like Meta, like if you're on Instagram, you're posting more than 2 times a day. Like, I mean, there's the biggest players in the space that spend millions of dollars a year on content alone, like that have the volume to test these metrics. And they're going to tell you that if you're posting over 2 times a day on Instagram, you're hurting yourself a lot. Like, you should not be posting over 2 times a day, like on actual like posts. Yeah. You can post on stories and you want to keep stories involved, but there's also a amount of stories that are going to break you down even more. Yep. To where it really just depends on what it is that you're doing. And TikTok, there's no post limit. Like TikTok, you can go make fucking 15 TikToks today and have like 4 of them hit. Like, and it's one of the only platforms that is running that way right now. YouTube, I think, is pretty similar that way too. Like, there's not really like a post limit, but there's, I don't know, just the way that TikTok hits. Like, you can take 7 TikTok accounts, and there's people who have done this. They've taken 7 TikTok accounts, posted the exact same videos every single day over 7 accounts, and all 7 accounts hit so random, like so vastly different on the way they perform.
That's one thing I tried figuring out. Like so I have a song "Raise Drink" that like blew up, and I've like been trying to figure out, because I have other songs that are, you know, just as good. That one, you know, is great for the rodeo community, but rodeo, not radio. I've been trying to figure out why it blew up on YouTube so much, and it's average on Spotify. It has like 50,000, which is a lot for me.
So it's got to be going up, because when we get in the truck now and every time we're with people, I play that. They're like, what song is this? I'm like, oh, this is a new guy we're working with. And everyone's like, this is good. And I was like, I don't know.
You had a video for that, right?
Yeah, I got
on YouTube.
a music video for that.
That was good.
It's like
It was real good, yeah.
it's the unofficial. So I meant to talk to you guys about that. It's the unofficial music video. The gentleman that I wrote that song with, Dylan Swanson, shout out Dylan, Raise 'em Rank Bull Riding. He's like, if they want to do like a legit music video, if they want to shoot it, he's like, make sure they come up here to my rodeos. And I'm like, deal.
I'll take one for the team and do it.
Because I mean, like,
I want to just go and learn. I just want to go learn.
So you guys would absolutely love Dylan. He is like one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. He reminds me of my grandpa, but he's my age. Just such a solid freaking dude. You know, like, he's one of them people, like, if I needed something right now, I guarantee you right now, if I called him and said, hey, man, I broke my leg, I'm in the middle of the woods, nobody's answering. He lives in South Dakota. He'd drive down. He's like, why the fuck aren't you calling the cops, bud? I mean, he'd say that. He's got that northern accent. And I'm like, they're not answering. He's like, where the fuck you at? I guarantee you know, he'd come down, or if I just needed anything, he'd be here. And but yeah, so music video for that, if that's something you guys are interested in, like doing an official music video.
And that's like the other things like we've talked about too, is getting into Spotify. Like you see some music pop up on Spotify, and they have they have portrait music videos in the background when their songs are playing.
Yeah.
To where it's like, you see that on like really high level music, and it's like, my thing is, okay, how do we make that a reality all the time? How do we make it to where we're like, okay, I found this dude. So the crazy thing is, in 2020, you know who Mass Wolf is? Astronaut in the Ocean.
Yeah.
So I found that dude on TikTok literally when he had less than 1,000 followers. And I literally listened to his songs like, this is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
And Dre messages him. He's like, hey, can we use your song and stuff in our videos? He's like, hell yeah, man. You just tagged me. So Dre's messaging this dude back and forth, like literally out the gate. And we start using his song on like everything.
Yeah.
And I literally, when we were posting videos at that time, and we're just doing car videos, we're posting videos, and he's in Australia. So that's where he's from. So everything is like, yeah, sure, mate. Like, go ahead. Like, and we had probably every dealership we'd post one of those for, we'd have 50, 60 people reaching out what the name of the song was. I was like, this is wild. And like, the videos are just blowing up. And nothing about what we were filming, but because of the song that was with it.
That's great.
And then he got big enough, they joined probably some big, huge label somewhere. Then all of his stuff went private. Then you can't you can't message into him. And, but then literally, I think it was 22. He was at Tomorrowland, like on the main stage, like really biggest gathering of people internationally on the planet. Like that.
And someone probably thinks he's an overnight success.
I have no earthly idea about that dude's story, but it was just
he probably has been, you know,
yeah,
pumping him out, or like, you know, just been grinding.
But it was funny. Yeah, Dre's in like some private group with like 500 other people that he.
How much you pay for that? Is it OnlyFans?
It's on his resume. Dre has it on his resume. Yeah.
Is it the same thing? I have no idea what that is.
But no, it's pretty crazy how people can just like blow up on that kind of stuff. And it's that was one song that when I saw that video, I think it had his original Astronaut in the Ocean TikTok when it went up. It took me like probably 10, 15 minutes to go track it down on Spotify. Like trying to find him on Spotify. He had one song on Spotify. And I was like, that's not it. I was like,
that's crazy.
And I remember going to the lake and I played on the boat and everyone's like, damn, like and I was watching Spotify just go like this.
Exponentially.
Yeah.
And it happens like that too. I watch Raised Rank. I mean, there was a 6-month period where it was, it started pretty strong. It started out at like, I'm going to say I had over 1,000 streams in a week, which is it's hard for independent, nobody knows you, small town Missouri guy. That's hard. There's people that have been playing music in Kansas City for 15 years that don't even have 10,000 streams total. That song, it got to over 10,000. I remember when I got to 10,000, I was freaking out with my drummer Jake, and I'm like, dude, the song's blowing up. So holy shit! I called Dylan. I'm like, dude, this song's blowing up. It's got 10,000 streams, and he's like, no way. And his TikTok had been blown up at that point. His TikTok, it's crazy. He's got this bull called Leo, funnier than shit. Talks back to him. It's great.
Who's this?
Dylan Swanson, Raised Rank. So story on Raised Rank with the song that really put me on the map. I've never co-written with anybody. So I'd met Dylan at Power and Light. I think we were at Gretchen Wilson concert, and I was 3 sheets to the wind, and I'm at Pizza Bar. At this point in time, I was about 340 pounds. I was a big boy. I was a lot bigger than I am now. I ordered a whole pizza at Pizza Bar, large, and I'm sitting there at the table.
Hey, sure everyone knows it's a large.
Yes, sir.
You could have said whole pizza, left it at that.
Yes, sir. I could have, but I'm gonna say it was a large. It was a big boy. It's got like 13 slices. So I'm there at Pizza Bar, just sit down. I'm just like, open this thing up, and Dylan, and I don't remember who he was with at the time. He's in Kansas City for his brother's bachelor party. Dylan and this other old boy walk up. He's like, "You gonna eat that all by yourself, big boy?" And I was like, "Not unless you join me." He's like, "Well, I'll take a slice." Slide on in. I scooted over, sat down, and got to talking. He's like, "Oh, I'm in the bull riding." I was like, "Oh yeah, man." I didn't tell him I was a musician or anything, because at that time, I was still nobody, and I was just playing, local bars. Anyway, I'll get to the story next. So we hung out, we had a good time and everything, and we parted ways, and the next day, me and my drummer Jake were playing at Tin Roof in Kansas City, and we're probably about halfway through our set, and in walks this group of big old cowboys. I mean, they're all like 6 foot, Logan size, 6'90". They all walk
6'4". He ain't that tall.
Well, I'm 5 foot. I'm 5 foot nothing. So
he's 6'6".
No, I'm about 5.
He's 6'3.5" on a good day. Ain't 6'6".
6 inches on my tippy toes. No, so yeah, this big old group of cowboys walks in a Tin Roof, and Dylan's leading the way. And he's like, "No fucking way, bud!" And I'm like, "Holy shit!" He's like, "You play music?" And I'm like, "Kinda." So we just kicked it off again from there. He's like, "Dude, you need to write a song for Raised Rank. You need to write a song for Raised Rank." So I got his number, and I started writing Raised Rank. I came up with the chorus because I always come up with a hook first. Raised Rank was like instantly came to my head, because he said Raised Rank is his riding, and Raised Rank is a classification if you have a bull that's just a bad mother, or like a bull rider, it's just bad, right? It's rank, it's tough. So Raised Rank was like the instant in my head. I'm like, okay, Raised Rank, and so I instantly came up with the chorus. I wrote that in probably 10 seconds, I think. Instantly, just he's like, "I love that." He's like, "Yeah, let's go." So I wrote the chorus, then I came back and I did the first verse. And then the first verse is a 2-part. So it's basically 2 verses. First verse, second verse, chorus. I wrote those. And then I kind of just left it alone. because I'm like, I had so much going on in my life at the time. I was like, I just had so much to do, and I just kind of put it on the back burner. And he would text me every week, you get that song finished? Get that song finished? He's like, well, I think I have something, because I was like, I wasn't ghosting him, but I was just like pushing it off. And he's like, I think I got something for that song. And I was like, okay, let's hear it. And he said, the entire third verse. So just burn you some rosin, put your hat down, slide and ride. You're going to find out what you're made of when that silver scratches hide. He told me that on the phone. I mean, I just got chills right now just like thinking about, who are you? This guy's never written a song. It ain't his life. Just an old cowboy poking around on his horse, getting his cattle together. Never written a song. And he wrote that line right there, that line right there is more poetic than 99.9% of people in Nashville and people mainstream country are writing. That's pure poetic. And he wrote that, so he's the first person I ever co-wrote with. And I just co-wrote, I just co-wrote another song with him yesterday.
Long time ago.
So that's now 2 songs I've co-written, and they're both with him. And the one I did yesterday, I really wrote the whole thing yesterday, and he was kind of just there for moral support. But I'm still going to give him songwriter credit for it because he was there for moral support. And he said a couple words. He was like, I didn't write any of it. And I'm like, yeah, you did. You're here with me.
Yeah, no, I definitely think we set something up here in the very near future. We go up South Dakota. We do a full music video up there. And then once you write your MMG song, we can get that put together and then do a badass music video on that, collab on those. Oh, yeah. And you said he has how many followers on TikTok?
Real-time research right now.
Yeah. After that, we're getting to playing some music.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite part. He has 86.4K followers. 961.6 thousand likes.
See, we need to, once we get a music video together, we'll collab with him too. And get some all kinds of cool shit going.
Mm-hmm. His roadies are the shit too.
So let's play that song.
Ready to drink?
Yep.
All right.
You gotta move over, Rick.
That's true.
Come on down to MMG where you're gonna find successful family. I don't know. No.
I like where that was going. That was good.
I didn't like it. All right, so this song right here is called Raise Your Rank. We still pledge allegiance to this nation's flag. We still believe in the American way and work for what we have. You know we love our mamas, give thanks to the Lord above. And it's 10% in the offering plate, just ain't enough when you were raised right. From the Badlands in Dakotas and that Louisiana swamp, when your back's against the corner, you ain't never gonna give up. When you climb down on a primer, calling for the gate, you better have nerves of steel if you think you make it 8 on a bull that's right. It ain't a shiny new buckle or a pickup truck, it's a fight in the eyes and never give up. Can do, won't quit, badass American. It's a plow on the ground from a dawn to dust, man, overseas embracing the sun. So folks like you and me can be free. Brother, if that sounds like you were raised right. Just burn you some rosin, pull your hat down, sliding right. You're gonna find out what you're made of when the silver scratches hide. Now don't give up what you came for. Now don't quit and don't give in. 'Cause this life is what you make it. You gotta have grit if you wanna win. And that's raised right. There ain't a shiny new bucket on a pickup truck. It's a fire in the eyes and the never give up. Can do, won't quit, badass American. It's a brown from a dawn of dust, man. Overseas embracing the sun. So folks like you and me can be free. Whether if that sounds like you were raised right, and I was raised right. It ain't a shiny new buckle or pickup truck. It's a fight in the eyes and a never give up. Can do, won't quit, badass American. It's a pound of ground from a dawn of dust, man. Overseas embracing the sun. So folks like you and me can be free. Brother, if that sounds like you, your sister, if that sounds like you were raised right, and I was raised right. Come on! We still pledge allegiance to this nation's flag. We still believe in the American way and thank God for all we have, and that's raised right.
I think you're gonna turn Adam into a country music guy.
Slowly. It might happen. It might happen. That was awesome, man. No, you're getting a little frisky there. Sorry.
A little fired up.
It's like, all right.
I love music. Sorry.
No, I love it, man. It's awesome.
So when you're at PBR, you're gonna come up and sing like in our like a song,
Yeah,
like in our ball service.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand on your table. Actually,
Perfect.
Nice.
I expect it. I'll get on the table with you.
I will drop trowel.
Everyone could use a good laugh.
Aura.
How'd you guys all get kicked out of PBR? Well, you see what happened.
You see what had happened was
It's just 10:30.
I was
It
drunk.
wasn't even late.
I was drunk. The day Dane came to PBR. Yeah, so anything, probably Leonard Skinner is a lot of fun.
So I also look at it as like in the music space, there's two different verticals. There's just the pure voice and talent that some people have. That I've been to concerts that these people are just straight showman style, and it's like when they try to slow the arena down, it does not work. That all of a sudden you're like, people are walking out to get beers, or like, that's not what they're trying to see. Now I've been to a Chris Stapleton concert that he just sits on a stool and plays, and the whole entire arena is just in awe the whole entire time. And it's like, I feel in like country music right now, like Zach Bryan, and like the way that he can control a stadium up and down. Like that's where I watch, like that. I think that there's just like a crazy level of talent.
Yeah.
That he can play a song that just has everyone standing. That's like to the nines, and then play a slow song right after it. There's just like everyone still knows every word to it, and just like I feel like it shows power to like as a performer.
Yeah.
When you can take energy out and innovate like a whole entire arena like that on a drop of a coin.
And so I have two shows that are like that like pop up to mind instantly. One is the first time I ever played at PBR Big Sky. We had a line of like our fans. We had like 30 people in line at like 5 o'clock. Show didn't start till 8. And the manager, the GM there is like, he's like, dude, we don't even have this for national acts. He's like, who are you? I was like, I got good friends, man. That's what my fans are. We're friends. Like, sure, there's gonna be people. Sorry, I'm not trying to play footsie.
My shoes are off, so it's fine.
No, so I'm at the point right now where like my fans are my friends, and I feel that.
Everyone's laughing.
Fuck me.
See,
Bad note.
He moved his leg.
Yeah. Try to get away from me. Try to get away from me.
Dana is also the one that's not wearing shoes, though.
I'm not wearing underwear.
But-
Same thing.
My feet get hot down here, so.
Yeah, no. So one show that pops to my mind, it's like that. Like I said, is PBR. I mean, we had people at the door just waiting to get in, and it was packed, and I had the crowd palm my hand the entire time. And the next time was like even better. We went to the Hat in Manhattan, Kansas. I want to go back there and play so freaking bad. That was like that's like the first time I ever like legit felt famous, because we opened up for the guy that won American Idol last year, Chase Beckham.
I don't know who that is.
Chase Beckham. He's good.
Yeah.
Real good. Yeah. Same. Yeah. No offense to him. We blew the fucking roof off that place. We took that show completely. I had everybody in the crowd the whole night there. I mean, we only played for an hour and a half, but like the whole time they were just like, holy shit. Because my band was just getting it. And after I played, I signed over 1,000 autographs. And I'm like, fuck. Just sitting signing. People like, completely sold out of shirts. I had like 100 and something shirts. I had to get another order the next freaking week, but like it was so cool. It's like having all these people come up and just like wanting my merch and just like, dude, you're really good. Where are you from? And I'm like, Kansas City. He's like, no way, you're local? And I'm like, yeah. And like, we thought you were like with Jace. And I'm like, no. And like people were like coming to talk to me while he's playing. They're like, dude, you need to get back up there. This guy sucks. But he doesn't. I mean, he's amazing. They just did. I mean, I get it. They've been on tour. They're tired. They're road dogs. So they didn't have the energy that we had, because, you know, we're coming. This is like one of the biggest shows we've played to this point. Because the Hat is like it's a marquee venue. They're there only for live music. And, yeah, we just blew the doors off that place, and it was just unreal. And that like, I mean, everybody wasn't singing the words to my song, obviously, because nobody knew who I am. But that was like one of the moments. I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to do this shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to do. But then like I played at Mo Country again after it was PBR, and I had, you know, well, even at PBR Big Sky, the last time I played PBR Big Sky, we had, you know, 50 people that were there singing my songs. I had 50 people singing my songs. 50. That's a lot to me.
This time we could be at 70. We can bring 20 people from MMG.
Exactly. So it's just like unreal to think, you know. I think about that moment all the time, and I know when I step on in an arena for the first time and there's thousands of people singing my song, I'm going to cry. There's no doubt about it. I'm an emotional man. And like I fantasize about that a lot, and I think about that a lot. There's like,
and we're gonna be standing right down there too when you go on. When you start crying, I'm like,
pussy. No.
drop trowel.
Let me see that butthole. Chocolate starfish.
I don't think I'll be saying that. That when you get out there and you've made it, I don't think that's the feedback you're gonna get from me. What would you say on like slower songs that you hit? What would you say like your favorite is? What?
Or my song is slower song?
Or just something that like you want to slow it down. You want to hit something that like you're gonna show off that you can control energy. Like, what's the song that you play? I'm getting at that we play that right now.
Was 26.
All right, hit it.
Living hard was easy when I was young and bulletproof. I had no chains to bind me, just a guitar in this room. I emptied every bottle that I poured and never missed. I had bloodshot eyes, I
25? Or was it 26? It didn't seem to matter what price I had to pay, 'cause anything worth having, well, I'd just lose anyway. My friends worry about me, and they'd ask if I was sick. I thought I wouldn't die 25, or was it 26? Those 2 years thrown together, I will keep over my rights. Filtered in a memory like somebody else's mind. I'm proud to say that I've come around. If I had a one wish, I'd like another try. At 25, or was it 26? Met a girl from Georgia, small and pretty, college grad. I thought my luck was changing, but then it all went bad. I guess I fell in love with her. All it took was just one kiss. If she said goodbye, 25, or was it 26? Those 2 years thrown together, I will keep on my rights. Filtered in a memory like somebody else's mind. I'm proud to say that I've come around. If I had a one wish, I'd like another try. At 25, or was it 26? I've been down this road before, almost as far as hell. Deception or redemption, I guess only time will tell. I have faith in the knowledge God gave us a gift, and I couldn't hide. 25, was it 26? Those 2 years thrown together, I will keep on the rise. Filtered in a memory like somebody else's mind. I'm proud to say that I've come around. If I had a one wish, I'd like another try. At 25, or was it 26?
That was good.
Thank you. You want to hear Independence?
So I was thinking that Independence Queen was to close out the podcast. So
Right.
no, I you got mad talent. That's for damn sure. There's no question on that. It's something that we're super excited for a partnership, and I know we could sit here and go all night long.
Yeah.
So that's this definitely isn't the first podcast, the last podcast. This is the first podcast. That is for sure.
You know, I think this
Yeah.
is the first.
This is the first.
Did you pull a Dre?
Yeah, I did pull a Dre there. This is not the last, but he has got targeted a lot on this one.
Targeting
But-
Dre.
I just want to thank you again for coming on,
Thanks for having me, man. I
and
appreciate you.
we're gonna do big things.
Yes, sir.
So I want to close it out.
Okay.
If you're cool with playing Independence Queen for everyone,
Oh yeah, baby.
well, that is the M3 podcast. This is Independence Queen.
So I'm gonna give you a story about Independence Queen real quick. Everybody, every town, no matter where you are, what state, what county, no matter where you're at, you got this little special place like Independence, Missouri. If you know, you know. Meth capital of the world. Come on, baby. This place right here, there's always that one girl that, you know, is just like, why are you here? Why do you live here? And she's like, well, I'm just comfortable, you know? She's happy in her little humble abode, being the hottest thing on the market, you know what I mean? That's what Independence Queen is for right here. This song right here is called Independence Queen. You ain't never gonna leave Jackson County, you're the Independence Queen. And you get your kicks off a bed of homes and bought a magazine. And that Pall Mall trip that you get from unfiltered nicotine. There's a ton of stories about places you ain't been. Quit your lie, Pauline. She got a rose tattoo to cover up the name of an man that she once knew. And if she ain't at the bar, she's at the local Walmart in her favorite fuzzy shoes. No, she ain't high class and she ain't white trash. She's somewhere in between. Good God Almighty, got a rockin' little body. She's the Independence Queen. And she can't help but make things complicated. She thinks mainstream country music is overrated. She'd rather sit back in a lawn chair listening to Cadillac 3. She's my Independence Queen. Strong, just like her mom, Hooters class of 83. She's got built to last, had it on her ass, EST 93. No, she ain't high class and she ain't white trash, she's somewhere in between. Good God Almighty, got a rock little body, she's the Independence Queen. And she can't help but make things complicated. She thinks mainstream country music is overrated. She'd rather sit back in a lawn chair listening to Cadillac 3. She's my Independence Queen. And she can't help but make things complicated. She thinks mainstream country music is overrated. She'd rather sit back in a lawn chair listening to Cadillac 3. She's my Independence Queen. My Independence Queen.
I thought you were pointing cue me in. I thought I thought I was about to come in.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That was good.
Thank you.
Killed it. Natural.
Oh,
I did that before. I said
yeah.
that was in. I said that was M3 podcast.
Is this where I take my shirt off?
Thanks for listening to the M3 Podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Want to learn more? Check us out on Instagram at Moss Marketing Group, on Facebook at Moss Marketing 58, or on our website at mossmarketinggroup.com.